Good afternoon po! Yes, medyo
Recording in progress.
energy natin, pero okay lang po yan. Naramdaman ko po ang pinagdaanan nyo nito nakaraang 4 days. So welcome po sa ating graduation ceremony for the first ever batch of our DOST-STII'S Leadership Program. Kayo po ang Batch Matatag. Parang di na masyadong matatag. Wow, isa pa po! Batch wala na po ilalakas. Batch
Matatag!
Sige, mukhang, oo nga po, yan na. Okay po. So, yeah, yung graduation ceremony po tayo. So, next po, let's proceed po sa sharing of our, let's start by sharing our realizations po. So, meron po tayong 2 questions. What do you consider were the best moments during the 4-day rollout of the leadership program? And how do you see your role now as a manager or leader? May we ask po Ms. Au to share her insights. Hello? Good afternoon po. And ano na ako, gumawa na ako ng outline based dun sa tanong, no? So, prepared? Hindi, ayun po. So, coming to this leadership training, noong una po, ayoko talaga. Sabi ko pa nga, sana mag-positive ako. Kasi nga, sana mag-positive ako sa antigen. Kasi po, given na year-end, ang dami pong deadline, kung mag-uubos kami ng cash allocation. So, yun yung biroan namin na hindi na kami tatawagin para sumakay ng van. Pero, good thing, nag-negative po kami. And na-realize ko ngayon na sayang pala kung naiwan ako at nagsusum doon, tapos masaya kayo dito na nag-discuss ng BTS, ng mga surviving sa Lost at Sea. Ayan. So, ayun. Also, ang impression ko na binigay kong first is I thought this would be a dragging workshop na maraming workshop na activity. But I ended up enjoying yung 4-day training, ma'am. And kahit hihingi na ako doon, tinitingnan ko muna yung mga handouts kung may miss ba ako ng mga exciting and important topics. Ayan, bago ko iihi sa labas. So, ayan. Tapos, yun. So, realization, joining the government workforce 4 years ago, I started being so frustrated coming from the private sector. With all the technologies, behind the system, and the way things work. So, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, I wanted to change, I wanted to change. And, thankful ako na naka-join ako sa STII because here may mga inspiring leaders and, you know, out of the box yung mga ideas and mas improved, no? Kasi meron na tayong opportunity na magkaroon ng leadership training which is wala dun sa mga ibang agency. So, ayun. And then, also po, I am contemplating nung start kung anong klaseng leader ba ako. Kasi nabasa ko rin kay Simon Sinek na sabi niya, be the leader that you wish you had. So, like kung iniisip yun. Pero dahil sobra yung work, like maraming workload, tapos kasi nag-maternity po yung isang tao sa amin, sa team namin. So, naiba yung focus ko. So, yung focus ko was masubmit yung report, matapos ko, masatisfy si COA. So, yun. Pero, dahil dito sa training na to, may 3 bagay. Una, nakapag-reflect yung may time ako ngayon na mag-reflect on asa na ba ako dun sa gusto kong leader na maging ako. And, gano'n pa ako kalayo doon sa gusto ko, sa ini-envision kong leadership. And also, this training helped me to identify yung mga developmental areas ko. Like, yung hirap ako mag-delegate. And so, natutunan ko kahapon na in order to delegate, you have to trust your people. So, wala pala akong trust. So, yun, mga ganong reflection. Ayan. This workshop also inspired me again na ibalik yung gano'n. Sabi ko nga sa mga section chiefs, nag-add to cart ako ng mga books sa mga leadership ulit. So, sana ma-check out ko. Ayan po. So, ayun. Tapos, aside from that, hindi lang dun sa, ayan, magagaling yung wisdom ng mga speaker, and sila, sinabi din yung early na in-stock ko sila sa Denver, sila Ma'am Margaret, sila Ma'am Jet, no?
Sa LinkedIn ba yan o sa Facebook?
Madami yung scholarship, scholar.com. Ayan. Tapos, isa rin opportunity itong activity na to para makaband ko yung mga hindi ko ka-division. Kasi po usually may mga naka-work from home, ganyan. So, yung mga kahapon, yung mga iba't ibang division, sila Sir Norley, Sir Bong, sila Ma'am Linder, ayan, naka-sharean ko sila ng wisdom and yung mga frustrations namin in life. So, ang dami ko palang mamimiss kung nag-positive ako. Yes, so, ayan, thank you po sa lahat, and ayan, it's still a work in progress, but this activity helped me a lot. Thank you po.
Yay! Thank you po, Ma'am Au. Buti na lang talaga, Ma'am. Hindi ka po nag-positive. Yun po ang root cause ng lahat. Okay po. Next naman po, we'd like to call Ms. Linder to answer this question.
Sound check. Ayan, good afternoon po sa lahat. Wala talagang ano eh. Okay, ano yung first question? What do you consider were the best moments during the 4-day roll-out of the leadership program? Pwede mo bang sabihin ko na best moment para sa akin yung 4 days, yung buong 4 days? Una-una, nakakatuwa yung training environment na meron lang kayo. Si Ma'am Jeff, si Sir Denver. Napaka-open niya. Anytime may magtanong, agad. Alam niyo, ma'am, yung minsan kasi may mga training na takot kang magtanong, takot kang i-open yung own opinion mo. Pero ma'am, yung training environment ma'am na binigay sa amin, kasi napaka-approachable niyo po ma'am. And we are very lucky na kayo po yung nabihan namin. They are speaker namin, facilitator. Second po, sabi ni Miss Au, nakakatawa po yung mga group activities. Dahil sa mga group activities, nagkaroon ako ng Mars and Pars. Ayan. So talaga, nakakatawa na makadinig ng mga new insights, mga opinions from other division na hindi kasi kami talaga nagkakaroon ng ganong communication kapag nasa office. And then, how do you see your role now as a manager and leader? Ayan. Nung naging supervisor po kasi, alam ko naman po yan na yung role ko. Sabi niya ni Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So, yung success po ng activities, mga programs, projects, nasa leader po talaga yun. So, lahat po nung natutunan namin in 4 days, ako personally, excited po ako na magamit yun para ma-motivate yung aking team. So, with that, ma'am, maraming salamat po.
Okay, round of applause din po para kay Ma'am Linder. And last but not the least, let us call Sir Rudy naman po.
Can I share my slides? Hindi naman, kasi ito si Tin eh. Tinuro ako, nag-notes tuloy ako nung sasabihin ko. Bigla. Diba? Hindi ako 1 page lang. So anyway, yeah, siguro the same with the others here, no? Knowing that we will be having a leadership training for 4 days, talaga medyo hesitant ako. 4 days, lockdown kami dito, diba? Tapos yun. And, ayun na, well, actually, I had an idea who will be the speakers, no? So, tiwala naman ako sa kanila because mataas ang aking pagtingin sa lasalista. Kahit ako po'y optimista. Kaya ano sinabi niya, bakit puro green? Tumatahimik lang po ako. Yun. Kidding aside, no? So yung sa question of best moments during the 4-day rollout, definitely ang dami, no? There are so many moments, lalo na yung mga workshops natin, because they were able to, yung lecture, no? Yung knowledge ninyo natin, were translated to practical, practical exercises, and then you realize, yun pala yun. That's where we can apply what we learned, di ba? So yun yung so lectures plus the workshops, align sila, no? The workshop supports what the lectures were the meaning of the lectures. And during those times ng workshop, and doon talaga, no, may revelations, merong discoveries, particular with our co-workers. Alam pala natin, may mga army pa ng BTS, di ba? Merong mga misadventures ng Miss Jen, na ngayon matagal ko na rin siya kasama, but ngayon pa rin lang nalalaman yung iba, no? And it's very good, no? Kasi diverse yung grupo din. And we are able to interact with each other and understand, no, what one person is doing, no? Kahit what do you call this, maliit lang yung organisasyon, minsan, hindi mo rin alam kung anong ginagawa niya. And now you learn to appreciate the difficulties that they are also encountering from a day-to-day basis. So maganda yun because we will be able to appreciate the value in that, no? And so, of course, yung mga side stories niya ni Ma'am Jet, ni Sir Denver, no? They are really food for thoughts. Mas good ako nakikinig sa stories. Very interesting, you know? And very entertaining, but of course, there are nuggets of wisdom doon sa mga stories nila, no? Yan yung na-realize ko rin. And experiences kasi yun eh. Those are personal experiences of our resource speakers that they were able to share with us. No? And from there we get our lessons, inspiration, etc. Now, dun sa role as a manager coming out from this 4-day training, siguro ako, sanay siguro tayo lagi. To be a manager or a leader, we have to be effective and efficient. Yung dalawang P. Parang gano'n, no? But I think there's more to that. There's more to being effective, being efficient in your work. Kasi meron na tayo nung, that is to achieve the objectives of the company or the institute or the organization. But more than that is, for you to become a manager to a leader, you really have to help other people achieve their objectives as well. Para kayo sabay-sabay aangat. Para pa tayo bumagsak, sabay-sabay din kayo. Di ba? And yun nga, this is very good because natututunan natin mga bagong konsepto, mga bagong paraan, which we will now be imparting to the people or to the staff that that will be the future, no? Future officers. And that will be very important role for us, more than what we have learned, what we can share with them is much important, no? Kasi ako, at my age, sabihin ko, pakitaya na ako eh, no? In a few years' time, I'll be handing over the leadership, no? And I want that. I want in my own little way to be able to share also what I have learned through the years from these trainings that we get, ay ma-impart ko sa kanila yun. And that's the thing, I think the legacy that no money can buy, no? The learnings that you share with them. So sa akin, yun nga, I will be a manager with a vision kasi dapat may foresight ka, no? A manager with a purpose because you need to know the value to your value to the organization, the value of your team to the organization. You will be a manager or a leader with a heart because you need empathy, compassion, no? You have the soft skills to acquire, no? Because it's not only the pesos and centavos, etc., the targets, the numbers, but more so yung bigger objectives of the organization, yung mandates natin, etc. And of course, managing or leading with the soul, yung last part natin, which is ethics, no? Well, tinuturo naman sa atin yan, di ba? Business with honor. So, nare-reinforce lang, no? Kahit hindi ito business organization, hindi siya private organization aiming for income, no? But the income that we want to see is the public service that we render to the people. So, yun, manager, leader, you become a coach, you become a mentor, you become a shepherd, you become an enabler. No? You will definitely wear several hats as a leader. And of course, it starts with you, self-awareness, tulad ng sinabi natin. Let's try our best to know ourselves before we can help others. So yun, marami. There are so many things. And I hope all of us can really practice this in our work area, in our workplaces. Hindi lang yung theoretical, no? Hindi maaaring hindi magawa instantly, but slowly. No? We will build this up for the next. I owe it to the next. I owe it to the next generation. Parang ganun. Thank you.
A leader with a foresight, purpose, heart, and a soul, sabi nga po ni Sir Rudy. So next naman po, we'd like to hear from our division chiefs about their insights po on our 4-day training. So first, we'd like to call Sir Alan po for your message, for your short insight, sir.
Actually, I came here for the food and free accommodation, but I happened to stumble into this 4-day workshop, so I just joined in and I realized na marami akong natutunan. But I think the best moments during the 4-day rollout of the leadership program, it's not really a best moment, but more like a sustained moment from day 1 until day 4. Because each day was a day of discovery. I'm sure that many of us did not realize the scope tsaka yung depth of leadership and managerial training. We did not realize that this kind of training could be so comprehensive, and yet it could leave us wanting more. Diba? I'm sure that when we finish our discussions in last session ni Dr. Ake, parang tapos na. Parang ganun ang feeling natin, ano? We would have wanted more, but kasi nga, kumbaga parang it gave us the thirst for more knowledge about leadership and management, ano? So, kumbaga parang the important thing here is that it set us on the quest toward greater self-learning and discovery on the need for leadership, for management. So, sabi nga nila, we should keep learning because life never stops teaching. Diba? So, how do you see your role now as a manager leader? So I think it was very clear from our discussions that two complete dimensions in leadership and management. Let's begin with management. To be a manager, you must be responsible for meeting the day-to-day delivery of your division's output. So, masasabi natin na meron tayong mga goals na kailangan na natin i-meet day-to-day. And I think that is the function of management. However, for leadership, it is about having a vision, selling it to others, convincing others to follow you, and work toward a common goal and purpose. So, kung dati hindi natin nakikita ang pagkakaiba ng leadership and management, I think after this 4-day workshop, I think it's all clear to us. So, in addition dun sa mga sinabi ni Mr. Rudy about working for a purpose, with planning, with intent, yun yung kailangan natin malaman. That we are here to serve, and in order to serve effectively, we must convince others that our way of serving is something that would be acceptable to your subordinates, so that together we will be able to achieve what is expected of us and more. At yun lang po, wala akong maisip na joke. Sorry. Yun lang po, maraming salamat.
Thank you po, Sir Alan. And next po, let's have po Sir Norley.
So, good afternoon, everyone. That's it. Realizations first. What do I consider were the best moments during the 4-day rollout this training? Well, to be honest, kasi since nag-graduate school tayo, some principles were already discussed or I've already encountered before. But during the training, I sort of realized, sana sinunod na lang pala naging proper during that time. That's one. But I think more importantly, the perspectives are different now compared to where I first encountered those principles. And it really helped that yung experience ni Ma'am is really a robust or a concrete addition to the principles. That's why we gathered a different perspective on those management concepts. And I think what's more important for me is maybe yung additional wisdom that I gathered from my teammates, especially dun sa mga teammates ko kay Miss Au, kay Miss Linder, kay Kuya Bo. Kasi, of course, learning, hindi lang naman siya by the book, but it's also a collection of the experiences and insights from the people around you. So that's something, kasi we can always learn, we can always learn something from the people around us. So that's one. And then next is yung, how do I see my role after this training? Well, I got this role with the, yung alam ko naman talaga na I am here for a bigger purpose, a purpose that is always bigger than myself. But after this training, at least I can say that I am more equipped, in a sense, not only technically because of this research, new perspectives that I gathered, but also yung more of the sense of purpose. That the purpose that is bigger than mine is not only for STII, but more importantly for the people that I am working for, which are my teammates. Kasi my responsibility is more than myself, but for the development of my team. So, thank you.
Thank you po, Sir Norley. And last but not the least, let's call po Ma'am Arlene.
Okay, sir, madami na nagsalita. Talagang pinagsalita pa kami isa-isa. Sabi nung una, what do you consider were the best moments? Actually, akala ko kasi sabaw na kami, sir. To tell you honestly, di ba? With the 5 courses that we are attending. I am with Jed, with Linder, and Miss Tin. Kasi po parang weekly yan, 5 courses for the LMD cycle, ma'am. So parang akala ko, sabi ko, let's just get on with it. Sabi ko, para matapos na yung training na to. So, I've met Dr. Jet last year pa. So last year pa, nakakakusap ko lang siya sa Zoom. No? Sabi ko lang, sige, ko sabaw na tayo din, pero sige, kaya natin. But, it was the first time na mabasa ko talaga yung ano mo, ma'am. Sabi ko, si ma'am pala, sabi ko, dami niya palang sinusuot na hat. Tapos, na-amaze ako sa kanya, na parang may finance na siya, may, ano ba yun, ang dami-dami, ma'am, di ba? Sabi ko, grabe itong si ma'am. Sabi ko, ikaw talaga original na kuratsa. Di ba, ma'am? So, ewan ko ba, dun sa anong workshop intensive din tayo dyan, no? Dun sa LMD cycle natin. Pero nung nandito ako naisip, sabi ko, kala ko lobat na ako eh. Then I realize, wow. Iyon siguro yung aha moment ko, no? Nung nakita kita na salita dyan, nakita kita ng unti-unti. Ang lumalay niya eh, di ba? Hindi siya nakaka-intimidate, pero nakakatuwa, no? Kasi marami na kasing mga leadership training kami na-attendan, no? Pero iba yung experience ko kay ma'am. So, isa pa, because of the quarantine, I don't get to see everyone. Nakikita ko sila once in a while. But the thing is, ang tagal na namin hindi nagkikita, hindi nagkakasama, hindi nagkakaaluhan, nagkakausap. But with this, tapos iba pa yung grupo namin, nakakausap, nag-workshop, tapos iba pala, no? Tao pa pala ako, ma'am. Hindi lang puro screen. Nakakatuwa. Tapos makikita mo na iba-iba kung magawin mga resulta.
Yun ma'am, siguro nakakamiss talaga, nakakamiss yung tao, tapos nakakamiss na ano. You just have to prepare yourself to learn and unlearn. Learn, syempre. Kailangan tayo lagi natin ini-empty yung cup natin, di ba? Di ba leader sinabi na sa atin? Para syempre, may pumasok pa. But, you should be ready to unlearn also. Unlearn the things na hindi pala tama na pinapractice natin. So, tama yung sinasabi ni Sir Noli, ano? Lahat tayo, hindi yung tayo lang ang magaling sa lahat ng bagay. So tayo lahat, kahit kausap mo, janitor, ano man yung matututunan ka sa kanya. Even siguro, I just wanna share, even siguro sa group namin, sa ano ma'am, may group kami kasi parang sharing of scriptures, mga ganyan. Natutuwa ako, nakala mo kahit ikaw ang nag-lead. Pero pag nagsalita ko na si Linder, si Tino, kaya si Jonah, may matututunan ka sa kanila iba-ibang perspective. So, ganun po yung nangyari sa akin dito. At saka, ang dami kong realization kasi sa isa ito, hindi ko na po nasulat kasi hindi po ako prepared. Pero it's really an aha moment for me. And for so many years, I 28 years ma'am in the service. Talaga pinanganak po ako sa finance. I was a budget officer before in DNR. But this training, siguro ma'am, siguro parang naging bagong tao ako. Sa totoo lang. So how do you see your role now as a leader, as a manager, or leader? Kasi ito po, sa lahat ng sinasabi ko kasi I am from the finance po. And ever since, for 30 years, kaibigan ko po si Papang. So, ang lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila, dapat may integrity. And tuwang-tuwa ako nung inupuan kami ni Sir Odi, si Guapo, boyfriend po ni Tin. Tapos nung nag-ganoon kami ng workshop for that, what our yung values namin, tas unang-una yung integrity. Tapos binigyan pa kami ng boss na katulad ni Sir talaga. Wala ka ligtas sa integrity kay Sir eh. Oo, mahilig ito sa carrots and stick eh. Pag okay ka talaga. Pero kung kailangan ka niyang paluin, papaluin ka niya. Yun ang natutunan ko. Pero dati sa kanya parang nabigla ako eh. Kasi from the boss na bahala ka dyan sa buhay mo, sige, ganito ka yung report ka lang. Si Sir kasi hindi. Talaga tititigan niya, titignan niya isa-isa kung may ginagawa mo. So with that, ma'am, madami akong na-realize I should walk the talk. And of course, yung self-awareness ba na sinasabi mo, ma'am, di ba? Ano ba tawag doon? Ang dami kasi. But, isa lang, self-governance. Ano yung napapanahon, ma'am, kasi hindi ko na sasabihin kung sinong kandidato ko. Nakita niyo lang sa anak ko ng Wednesday. But, if you want to, siguro, you cannot govern a country kung hindi mo kayang i-govern ang isang city. And you cannot govern a city without governing a community. And you cannot govern a community kung hindi ka makapag-govern ng family mo. And kung hindi mo kaya i-govern ang family mo, kung ang sarili mo, hindi mo kaya i-govern. So that's it po. I want to be a leader with integrity. And I want to be a leader who walk the talk. Thank you, ma'am.
These certificates of completion will be given to, dito na lang po ma'am, and yes, and Director Richard. So these certificates of completion will be given to our participants for participating in the DOST-STII Leadership Program organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Science and Technology Information Institute, DOST-STII, held on November 29, 2021 to December 2, 2021 at the Midas Hotel, Pasay City. Given on this second day of December 2021, signed Richard P. Burgos, Director, DOST-STII, and Mary Margaret Cue, DBA, Managing Director, Execute Consulting Service. Ms. Arlene Centeno, Chief Administrative Officer. Sir Alan Taule. Next po.
Lamig na kamay.
Kasi dito, oh. Tumatayo si Alan ng lamig eh. May mga tayo everyday.
Okay. Sir Norly Villar, Chief Science Research Specialist of CRPD. Sir Alphon Narquita, Senior Science Research Specialist, ODMISPS. Alam pa, ako pala pa pwede. Sir Benedict P. Caganan, Supervising Science Research Specialist. Army. Sir Rodolfo P. de Guzman, Senior Science Research Specialist. Ms. Literally and Maglake, Supervising Science Research Specialist. So, kanina BF na lang yun, eh, BF na tawag kayo. Ms. Jonna M. Bernal, Administrative Officer 5. Ms. Geraldine Ducusin, Supervising Science Research Specialist. Ms. Maria Lotus Lepi Di Magiba, Planning Officer 3. Ms. Maria Teresa M. Rosqueta, Administrative Officer 5.
Batch Matatag.
Ms. Jacqueline C. Ballesteros, Administrative Officer 5. Sample Justin B. Reyes, Administrative Officer 5.
Bagay yung team mataba.
Batch Matatag.
Ms. Maria Aurora El Dayanco, Accountant 3. And last but not the least, yung pinaka-may personality sa lahat, Ms. Marites B. Pablo, Other Officer 5. Oh, may person, ito naman ng personality. Next part po natin, ito po lahat ng mga pinaglaban nyo ngayong 4 days. Ako, may pinaglalaban ko eh. Kasali, no? So next po, we'll be awarding our badges para po sa ating mga participants na napili natin for this categories. So first po, badge of punctuality. So meron po tayong 3 winners for day 2. Day 3 and Day 4. So first po, for Day 2, Mr. Alfon Narquita. Tampo naman sa inyo, roll. Congratulations po. Next po natin, si Sir Henry. For week 3. Then isama-sama po kayong flat na yung 3 days sa stage. Sir Henry. And for kanina po, si Sir Norly Villar. Yay!
Kaya pala maaga.
Congratulations po sa mga na-receive ng Badge of Punctuality. Our next award, ang picture ko muna. Our next award is the Rising Movie Star Badge. So meron tayong Rising Movie Star. Ano dyan? So sino po ba ang pambato natin dyan? So, our rising movie star is... Ako na lang po magka-drum roll. Sir Bong Magaanan! For promising and very realistic performance as to the Atribidang Army. Congratulations! Congratulations, Sir Bong! Next award po natin is the Badge of Happiness. So ito naman po yung taon na bigay ng joy sa lahat. So, ang winner po natin ng Badge of Happiness ay si Ms. Marites Pablo for very humorous personality. Kanina po yung tawa ni Sir Jan. Naubusan sa hininga.
Pero hindi kita binayaran, ha?
Congratulations po, Pam.
Kasi hesitant din ako sa pabili.
Grabe yung may hesitant pa. Next po natin a badge is the Badge of Valued Commenter. So, meron... Commenter, yes. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So, meron po tayong dalawa. Sa palagay niyo, sino po kaya? Sige, ito po yung mula. So, ito po ang mga valued commenters po natin. Ay, sina? Ma Marlene and Sir Norly. Ay, tayo, mamaya sa picture ka lang may maraming badge. Apat award for us. Crazy. Yay, congratulations po. Next po natin ay ang Badge of Active Participation. Ito naman po ay nirecord po namin lahat ng participation ng ating participants. Sa 4 days. Nagtali po tayo ng points. And ito po ang ating winners. Meron po tayong tie sa top 3. Meron po tayong top 2 and top 1, syempre. So, for top 3, sino po yung dalawa natin? Sige po, ay, 1 yung muna lumabas. Sige po, Sir Norly, balik ka na lang po dito. For top, bilang ka, most active participant. Grabe, sir. Ma'am Lynn, let's go. Yeah, oh my gosh. And reveal na po natin ang top 3. Pinaka-intense pa yung top 3. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Ma'am Marlene and Ma'am Jen! Yay! So, Ma'am, kita po natin yung top 3. Iiyak na yan. Oh. Yay! And our last award po, but not the least, syempre, ang Badge of Mandirigma. Ito po yung pinaglaban niya po lahat ng recap activities natin, energizer activities natin. Pinaglaban niya po talaga. So, meron po ba kayong pambato? Sige po, reveal na po natin kung sino po ang nanalo ng ating Batch of Mandirigma. Si Joey na. Panoorin po natin kung bakit. Wala po maingay, panoorin po natin. Reveal na po ba natin yung mahirap nang ilagay lahat. So, yan na lang po yung... Napag-proud moment yan, ma'am. Okay, and please stay po, sorry po. Meron pa po tayong next award, ma'am. Ano po tayo? Masyado tayong maraming resources. The next po natin, oh yes naman sir, awarding of recap winners. So yung mga groups po natin na nanalo, meron po mga umaasa dyan. So, nagpuna po natin yung consolation prize. So ang consolation prize po natin will be awarded po sa Team Spaghetti Pababa. Uy, congrats sa consolation. Sige, pupunta po kayo dito. Totoo po. Representative. Consolation po. And the Jumbo Hotdog Team. Yeah, I see you. Oh. Yes. Proud na proud po kami sa inyo. Okay po, ang next po natin na consolation prize ay sa inyo, sir, Jumbo Hotdog Team. Sa inyo, sir. Oy, sasayaw na yan. Ala, ayaw mo sample. And syempre, yung two groups po na nanalo sa for day 2 and day 3 natin. Unahin po natin ng Team Bubukang Bulaklak. Kaya magtabi muna tayo dito. Wow! Sample! Sample! And syempre, yung isang po nanalo team, yung grabe po, ang energy. Kung pwede pala sila awardan mo Mandirigma, gagawin po namin sana eh. Ang team, aw.
Mandirigma.
magla-laptops mamaya.
Mas mahal yun sa akin.
Thank you po and congratulations. So, yun na po yung last na resources ng HR. Wala na po kaming tanggaw. So, please remain na din po dito, sir. Dalay na lang po kayo dyan. So, for the awarding of the Certificate of Appreciation. So, this let us call din po our division chiefs to join the awarding of the Certificate of Appreciation. So, this Certificate of Appreciation is given to Mary Margaret Qued, DBA, for imparting her knowledge and expertise in the DOST-STII Leadership Program organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Science and Technology Information Institute, held on November 29, 2021 to December 2, 2021 at the Midas Hotel, Pasay City, given on the second day of December 2021. Signed, Richard P. Burgos, Director, DOST-STII. Yay! Nakisili na po ba ng laptop? Yay! Thank you po! So, yan po sir, pwede na po muna tayong mag-settle sa ating seats for the next part. Let's proceed po sa last part ng ating graduation ceremony. Let us call our Director, Richard P. Burgos, for his closing remarks.
Thank you, Julie. First of all, I have a confession to make. I actually figured in a sea mishap, and I was able to share the story with some of you. So I was traveling from Cebu to Negros, and we missed the last boat leaving Cebu to Negros. So we took a pump boat. It was evening, and after some haggling, there was myself, a policeman, and his girlfriend. They also wanted to cross, because we didn't like to spend the night in the lake. And so after a late start, we were into the sea. It was very dark, but this was after a storm. And so the sea was just a placid lake of oil. So no ripple, nothing at all. But when we were like 1 hour into the sea, the engine came out. So what do? The girl was beginning to cry. She was afraid we would drown. So I assured her we will not drown as long as we stay in the boat. There is no disturbance outside the boat. And I started to entertain her. Get your hand into the seawater and bring it up. And the zooplankton, the bioluminescence, was like pixie dust. It was magical. And so that sort of like calmed her. And that was my first experience one of my experiences that, put me to the test. You really have to be composed, to be calm in order to think correctly on your own 2 feet when you are in a situation. But earlier, in 1988, I trained with Philippine Airlines to be cabin crew earlier in my career. One of the things they taught us was how to survive a water landing if the plane crashes or is ditching into the sea. What do you do? So, again, we were trained to keep your instructions very clear. You have to shout at the top of your voice. You have to be the assertive one, right? If not the aggressive one. And they taught us how to swim and push away everybody else who will hang on to you for dear life. You really have to know how to do that. Otherwise, you go down with them. You have a duty to save yourself first before you can save others. And that is a rule in survivorship. So there are many things that exercise taught us. And I hope we bring that with us. Okay? So these days allowed us, number one, to reflect on our own brand of leadership. Right? And we're very fortunate that we're guided by people who have like dedicated their lives to studying these things. You know, there's an academic kind of support to what they are saying. They're not just saying this because they know it or they have experienced it. It's really aligned with the curriculum that they're teaching in school. So we're very happy that we were joined by, of course, Dr. Jet and Denver. Very lively presentations and interactions with us using very relevant examples and case studies. Another thing that we did during these last 4 days was, as somebody said, learn and learn and relearn. Many of the things that were discussed here are not actually new to us, but having been presented in the way they were presented, it was like refreshing, you know, to appreciate them once again. But what was really, I think, very helpful was that we learned to share also our own perspectives. And in doing that, we learned to enhance our frames. Frames are very important in whatever we do, in our day-to-day activities, in our leadership, right? Frames are very important. Let us remember that. Another thing that we enjoyed in these 4 days was the opportunity to network, to fraternize, and to bond with each other, because the pandemic has prevented us from seeing each other up close and personal. This is the space where we could be up close and personal. And I think the memories that we created here will last us way beyond the 4 days that we spent together here. I hope this will become part of your memory bank of STII as you were a leader here. And we also reflected on the role of leaders. You see, we have an objective still. We just got our maturity level 2. We are on the way to maturity level 3. Right? That's a big challenge. And who will help us get there? Each one of us. Right? Plus the rest. But mostly, each one of us here in this room. I also am very happy about the emphasis that was given to the value of integrity. It's the number one value that we decided to adopt for ourselves at STII. Integrity. We have 5 core values. Integrity is number 1. Somebody said, yeah, when you hire somebody, look for intelligence, look for energy, and look for energy. And integrity. Intelligence, energy, and integrity. But everything else will fail if integrity is not in the equation. So, I hope that this time that we were together can strengthen your commitment. Because leadership is a commitment. And we have to renew it, we have to live by it day in and day out. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed these 4 days of grace, because this was given to us. And I hope that you enjoyed them, because these things happen for a purpose. But the rest, what happens after today, is up to us. Again, our objective is to get to maturity level 3. Ang tawag ko naman sa atin ay Batch Matatag. Somebody was saying that, pero with a muffler or a mask. Parang ang bilig ko kasi, Batch Matatag. But again, body shaming yan, ha? Bawal yan, ha? Hindi naman natin kinakahiya yung ating body shape. Okay lang yan. At least, may proof tayo na kumain tayo ng gusto dito. Ang dami pang kanin kasi sinaserve sa atin. Alright? So I also want to take this opportunity to thank the people who helped us along. Right? So, oh, that was a lovely video. But i-upload nyo yan so that I can re-share it and so that my brothers and sisters will act, oh, ano naman ginawa ng ating kapatid dito? Wala na naman. Okay. So yun, I want to thank, of course, Gail and Bea for very effective Henry and Jerry and MJ and Ryan. They did very good. Parang hindi mo sila nakikita, pero mapapansin mo sila. Very effective in the tasks that were assigned. Thank you very much for you and your assistance. I think we should give them a certificate of appreciation. Will Cash, you have to ask Poa. Let me add with something to ponder as we leave this place for another meeting. We have been shown the way of leadership. And leadership is also a choice.